Good morning. This is a Scrap Your Stash. I have several different pieces of paper. I'm using Sawyer again. I'm only using a couple strips of that. Then I have Sundance and Lemonade. Then I have down here a whole bunch of leaves. Don't know if you can see those. And see that I've already stamped them. Stamped them with linen. Let's see if it'll pick it up. See, a little bit. I don't know if you guys can really see that very much. Stamped them with linen so that we can do a no-show watercolor on them. Okay, so this will be fairly quick, I think. I hope. The other thing I'm going to need is like a huge block. So if you don't have your all-purpose mat, which mine is being used for drying purposes right now, so I don't have it. It's used for another project. Then let's get my tape and let's begin. So I'm going to use the big block for the no-show watercolor. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to just tape this down to the background. This is a 1/4 inch difference from an A2 card, so this is 5 1/4 by 4. The background here, the Sundance, is an A2 size, so it's 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Gosh, and I just did some embossing too, so I have embossing powder like everywhere. Okay. Just getting situated. Okay, so I'm gonna do the harbor the most. I like the harbor side. This is a really pretty side of the paper. It's also my favorite. It's become my favorite color. It's gonna go in just about 1 inch from the edge. I don't think I got it big enough. Okay, let's redo these strips. Hopefully I have another size. Okay, let's recut this. So 5 1/4, not 5. Do 1/2 inch and 1 1/4 inch. This is the same paper. We're just going to use the different sides. And then where's my lemonade? I had a lemonade too. Hopefully I didn't trim it all the way down. There it is. Let's just do a 1/4 inch. This one's only a 1/4. It's just a little guy. I try to avoid cutting nowadays. Okay, 5 1/4. Although that didn't take long, did it? Good morning, Carol. I'm glad you didn't miss it. Glad you're here. Okay, so there's my A2 size card. The 1/4 inch shorter there, all the way around. These are 5 1/4, so they're a 1/4 inch shorter as well. I'm going to do the harbor side. It's about 1 inch in from the edge of the Sundance. Then I'm going to do the green, the mint green, like raindrop lines. I don't know if you remember Daisy Meadows from last year, but that's a lot like that, except for with the mint green instead of the peacock. And I just want to make sure I get the dark side of the lemonade. Okay, so there's that. Now I have all of these little leaves and they are all stamped, so I'm going to flip this over and we're just going to color them. And I'm going to color them mostly with mint, or not mint, harbor. I'm not a huge mint fan, so I just don't like it. I don't know. I prefer glacier over mint. I don't know why. Mint is just not my favorite, but it's a pretty color. I'm using it, I just don't want to use it for watercolor. let's use some Harbor. And we'll do some darker ones and some lighter ones, all in the same shade. All in the same, not the same shade, but the same color. Is that green? Where's my Harbor? So what I'm going to do is, since I don't have my mat, I'm going to take my big block. I'm just going to paint my block. Run my ink all over my block. There's my paint palette for my watercolor. Now I always have my chamois on hand too, because sometimes you just have too much water on your brush and you just want to wipe it off. So here's my water brush. Which I don't think wants to be used today. Okay. So I just primed it. I'm just going to pick up some ink and I'm just going to start painting these leaves. Wherever that linen is, you'll see it really shine through. I don't know if you guys can see how that's working there. Super easy technique. If you want lighter color, you just make sure you have a little bit more water on your brush. And I'm getting a little too wet. Let's soak up some of this water. Okay. And I don't know if I'll really paint all of these, but I stamped them just in case I wanted to. And I really want these guys up here. I just love how the linen really soaks all that up. Let's get some of these thicker leaves because I kind of want the thicker leaves on this card. So like one of these guys. There we go. Let's Let's do one of these ones. So I have 2 of each of these, and I have 8 out of the 9 leaves. This is from Sprigs and Sentiments, just in case you guys were curious which stamp set I'm using. And yes, I'm getting messy now. Getting to the point where I'm just kind of ready to have these on the card. Okay, so different colors there. And I just wipe my block when I'm done. I think I'm done. For now, I may add more. We'll see, and we may add some other colors like mint or oops, some of the other greens. I really like rosemary. Maybe we'll do a rosemary really fast. And you can always, the other way to do it is smush it, and then you get your palette here. So you can always do that too. Let's see, maybe one of these little guys here. Maybe another one of these. Okay, so really light touches with the rosemary. I only did a few. Okay, I'm going to put my lid back on my brush. Okay. Bring the card back in. And I kind of just want to build this more or less out. Kind of want it spanning up towards the edge there. So something like maybe like that. I'll fan this out a little bit more, and then I'll put my sentiment. I'll cover the points there. And I'll do that with 3D foam. Like I say often, if you get something that you really like, I really don't want that stem there, take a picture with your phone, and then you can redo it. You know what you did. Here my phone is being used. And that's the best way I've found to pick up some of your pieces is with your non-stick shears. You just run it right under that adhesive and it just like breaks it apart. Okay, so I did do a couple, yeah, maybe I don't want this one here. We'll see if we can get it. A couple of rosemaries, but I'm not putting them on here. I just feel like the harbor is the way to go. I'm going to put my sentiment here so it's all covered. And we'll figure out what I want to do with that. So, some really cute little sentiments. Happy hello, you're on my mind. And then it has like happy engagement, happy anniversary. And this is, you shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did. So I'm thinking this is probably too small for what I wanted to do with it. So let's see, what else do I have? I have all kinds of white pieces and parts that I cut as sentiments and didn't use. So we're just going to use these. I'm going to, actually that'll be really cute if it's like cockeyed like that. I think. I'm going to do happy hello. And we're going to do it in, I don't know. I know mulberry is a color too in this. That's that pinky color. Grape is in there. Mulberry. This one has a ton of colors. So if I could remember them all, I'd be pretty good. But I don't remember them all. I remember a lot of them. It just has too many colors for me to remember. So let's get this. And I kind of like the angle that this was on, so I think I'm going to accentuate it, and I'm going to just do it again. So it's more like that. And I'm going to just put it right in there. I might ink the edges. Even just inking the edges, you can see the banner just a little bit. And I did not take a sponge and actually go into the paper. I just did the edges, so I think that worked out well. Okay, 3D foam. I'm running low. Needs to be on my next order. In fact, I'm out now. That be it of that 3D foam. I guess I'll be using my shakers. I gotta make some shakers anyway for those albums that I'm doing, those little mini albums. Okay, so there's that. Now I think it needs some glitz and glam. Just like all my cards, I think it needs glitz and glam. At least some pearls. Don't even need to have, you know, like stickles or any of that. It just needs some little bit of embellishing. So I'm gonna get my pearls. I think my pearls will be best. Robin egg might be good. Same with this one is always good. Sage. But I think I'm gonna use those two. The rose gold and the black, the onyx. I use the onyx a lot. It gives it more of a masculine touch. And I think if I were to do this differently, I think I'd emboss these. But, you know, it takes a lot longer. I'm just going to put these right in and amongst the leaves. Keep them kind of close. There. could have done a line down this. That would have been really pretty too. So there it is. Since I did the pearls, I gotta let it dry before I stick it on an actual card base. But there we go. There's the cute little card. And thanks for joining me. Have a great one. I'll see you guys later. Bye.